Bienvenidos a Carolina Ahora, Noticias en Spanglish. Soy Elia Mitchell.
Yo soy Alfonso Acala. Thank you for joining us today. We begin with immigration. The Durham Public School District has a new safety plan aimed at helping community members during threats of potential ICE raids. School board member Millicent Rogers told us the safety plan is being kept private to avoid compromising vulnerable families. Rogers tells us the district is assisting parents with transporting their kids safely to school and delivering basic needs like groceries. They're also connecting community members to attorneys and resources to know their rights.
And we're just hoping to stay under the radar. And that's not enough, but we're just hoping it'll go away.
Immigration advocates on campus are warning against spreading false information that could cause fear and panic. This comes after rumors spread that ICE was on campus earlier this month.
This information was false. Siembra UNC's co-president Jessica Gayton told us the most important thing to do if you've spotted ICE is to stay calm and verify.
If you feel safe to go up to the car and try to see where it's from and who's inside the car, then feel free to do so. But if you don't, I would ask faculty or staff or bring somebody else with you. And obviously, the hotline is always there.
The hotline for Siembra is 336-543-0353, where you can speak to someone who will walk you through proper verification steps.
The university says it plans to comply with federal laws. Chancellor Ray Roberts acknowledged in a letter to the ACLU that some students are experiencing heightened uncertainty and anxiety and will offer resources to address academic, mental health, and other needs.
But he also explained that the university has a duty to comply with all applicable laws. He also says if a law enforcement agency comes to campus to execute a warrant or to serve a court order, we will work with UNC Police to verify these credentials of the visiting agents and with the Office of University Counsel to review the documents they present. UNC police officers never ask, nor do they have information about an individual's immigration status.
University officials are also taking action to make sure it's in compliance with the executive order that aims to eliminate diversity, equity and inclusion and DEI initiatives. This week, a federal judge blocked the administration from carrying out immigration raids at some places of worship, the places of worship for Quaker, Baptist, and Sikh communities. In the past, immigration agents avoided areas like schools and churches, but the Trump administration got rid of that policy. Nueva información muestra que el número de negocios hispanos está aumentando en Carolina del Norte. This is according to the U.S. Census Bureau's annual business survey between 2017 and 2022. The number of Hispanic-owned businesses in the state skyrocketed by nearly 65%.
En Elevando Voces, Business Edition nos lleva hasta Cary y nos presenta a Comagocho, un emprendimiento local que crece tanto rápido como nuestra comunidad. Este food truck ofrece sabores auténticos de los Andes venezolanos y a la vez una experiencia acogedora. Tuvimos el placer de conocer a Catherine Ortiz, dueña y fundadora de Comagocho. Ella comparte con nosotros su experiencia y motivación.
Comagocho tiene aproximadamente 5 años, casi 6. O sea, tiene ya bastante tiempo y yo lo que he hecho es como trascender en la línea de irlo elevando. Obviamente esto va mucho más allá, pero lo he ido llevando en el ritmo de ser mujer y de ser mamá y de tener una familia y toda la cosa. Pero esto para mí es un hijo. Realmente, bueno, esto que tú ves aquí realmente no es como un food truck cualquiera. Sabes que nosotros somos muy cálidos y obviamente cuando me tratan a mí que estoy aquí o cualquier persona que esté trabajando conmigo sienten ese calor y que la idea es que tengan una experiencia de que todo sea bonito como lo teníamos en nuestro país.
Asegúrate de agregar este food truck a tu bucket list. Para más información puede conseguirlos en Instagram con el usuario que ven en pantalla. It is Black History Month, a month that celebrates the diversity of Black identities, including those at the intersection of multiple cultures. Let's check in with our own Henri Dixon to learn more about Afro-Latino culture. Henri?
Today we highlight Afro-Latinos, who make up about 12% of the U.S. Latino population. For many, embracing both identities is empowering, but others struggle to fit in both spaces. Yasmin Pearsall Garcia is Black and Puerto Rican and grew up immersed in both African American and Latino cultures. She doesn't speak Spanish, which she says often leaves her feeling disconnected from her Hispanic roots.
Yeah, I don't know, it was difficult because I'd be around people speaking Spanish and I was just like, I can't communicate with you. So I feel like language is a big part of culture, any culture. So I felt like that made me feel a larger disconnect. Like, yeah, I could listen to the music, I could do the dances, I could eat the food, but if you don't speak the language, like, how can you genuinely connect with other people in that culture?
While working in Costa Rica, Yasmin says she experienced colorism within the Hispanic community for the first time, which led her to downplay her blackness to fit in. She now realizes she should have never felt the need to diminish part of who she was to gain acceptance.
I get to experience two beautiful cultures, and not a lot of people get that experience. So, you know, regardless of things I go through, challenges I come upon when it comes to my identity, I know who I am and I know what I come from, and being black and being Hispanic to me is something that is beautiful.
Wow. Yasmin's story highlights the challenges of navigating two cultures while fully embracing both sides. Saturday will be the last day of Black History Month.
En Cosas Nuestras, esta semana hablé con Nicole de Zavala, una estudiante de UNC, sobre el impacto de afro-latinos en la industria musical. Veamos lo que tuvo que decir.
Zavala. I'm from Caracas, Venezuela, and my favorite Afro-Latino artists are definitely Zion and Lennox. They have done so much for the reggaeton industry, especially with their
This one?
contributions in the beginning in 2004 when they released their first album. Their song Yo Boy with Daddy Yankee is completely influential. It like transgressed the waters and got to the United States, and they went through a lot of adversity being the first couple of black people to release music that was not from the Caribbean, and they started the whole reggaeton industry, so they're definitely top of my list, and they just have bangers. Great music.
Now let's hear Emma Kane with an update on sports.
Thank you. With March only a week away, UNC basketball is still a contender for the 2025 ACAA tournament. Based on the team's past few performances with 4 consecutive wins, Carolina fans could be getting ready to say that Carolina basketball is back. The offense seems to have finally found their stride, and in the second half of the game against Florida State, R.G. Davis became the 3rd leading scorer in ACC history. While it might have taken a while for UNC basketball to hit their mark, UNC baseball came out swinging from Game 1. The team finished their first series of the season against Texas Tech undefeated. Even though the team was successful, many fans were worried about the team's season compared to last, as no balls were hit out of the Bosch. But that worry was quickly swept away as both Luke Stevenson and Hunter Stokely smashed the ball over 400 feet, Stokely twice in Tuesday's game. And lastly, we cannot talk about UNC athletics without talking about the women's teams at this school. UNC's women's lacrosse had a dominant year. UNC ranked number 2 gave ranked number 4 Syracuse their first loss of the season in a 16-8 blowout win and led in every statistical category. Our women's basketball team, also ranked in the top 10, will face Duke tonight for its last true road game. Back to you.
Más deportes. Desde La Paz, Mexico, hasta Chapel Hill, UNC diver Aranza Vázquez Montaño makes a big splash impact for UNC's diving team. Kaya Johnson sat down with this week's Latinx Athlete of the Week. Kaya?
Vázquez Montaño won big at the ACC Championships this past weekend, placing first in finals and in the preliminaries. Vázquez Montaño started diving when she was just 4 years old. She has also competed in both the 2024 Paris and the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games for her home country, Mexico.
Ha sido una experiencia increíble, 5 años aquí y si pudiera lo haría de nuevo. Siempre me he sentido bienvenida, siempre he sido muy orgullosa de decir que soy latina, que soy de México, entonces también esa parte de poder tener la oportunidad de representar a mi país y a los demás que estamos allá.
Vázquez Montaño attributes a lot of her success to her family and their support growing up in Mexico. She comes from a family of divers, as her brother is a second-year student and diver at UNC as well. Tune in next week to hear about Rodolfo Vázquez Montaño's diving success.
I mean, that's fantastic.
I know,
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
incredible. It's
He
crazy.
might even compete at the Olympics next
Wow.
too.
Oh, wow.
Gracias.
Bueno, pues gracias por ver a Carolina ahora.
Asegúrate de seguir nuestro Instagram en Carolina Ahora UNC.
Sintoniza el próximo martes para ver otro programa.